Vision 2020 was the theme of our fall fundraising banquet this year for the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center. We are so glad that you are tuning in to watch this abbreviated version of our banquet. This year we wanted to talk about where we have been and to look at the vision of where we are going. So let's talk about where we have been. Back in the year 2000, 4 women began to pray. They were burdened for the young woman who was faced with an unplanned pregnancy. After months of prayer, they decided to hold an interest meeting at the Silver Center to see if anyone else thought Seguin should have a pregnancy center. One of these women told me that they were surprised that over 100 people showed up. Not only did they come, but they opened their wallets and wrote checks and gave money, and the Seguin Pregnancy Center was born. At that time, J.C. Traynor had some office space on 123 Bypass, and he gave that office space so that these women could start the pregnancy center. With a volunteer staff, the Seguin Pregnancy Center began by offering free pregnancy tests. Since then, that ministry has grown. At our present location at 975 West Court, we are in a building that was purchased in the year 2010, 10 years ago. We added first ultrasounds that year. An ultrasound machine was given to the pregnancy center through the Knights of Columbus from St. James Church. In 2013, we started the fatherhood program. And 2015, we started doing STI testing. In 2017, we began the SHARE program, and we piloted that program in several area schools. SHARE stands for Sexual Health and Relationship Education. We began teaching middle school and high school students about teen pregnancy, about sexually transmitted infections, and about how to build a healthy relationship. All this time we had been doing some parenting lessons using some videos and DVDs. But in 2019, we became part of the Bright Course parenting lessons, which are video streamed and online. This has been a great advantage, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes. In 2019, we also became affiliated with the APR network. APR stands for Abortion Pill Rescue. If a young woman decides that her only choice is an abortion, and she goes and is given the abortion pills and takes that first pill, the rescue network can hook her up with a trained nurse to answer her questions and with a pregnancy center in her neighborhood where she can go and start the protocol to reverse that abortion process. It is 70% effective, and we are now one of the centers who can help that young lady have a second chance at saving the life, of choosing life for her baby. So what has been accomplished? These are our numbers for the year 2019. We had 1,448 client visits. Those were times when we had clients come to the center for one reason or another, and times when we were able to touch their lives with the truth. We did 298 pregnancy tests, 144 ultrasounds, 51 STI tests. We had 926 lessons that our clients went through. We taught 27 lessons online, sending them to clients who could not come into the center. We gave away 6,044 baby items and 5,900 diapers. And we were also able to share the gospel 121 times as clients were open to hearing it. And we saw 16 of those clients make professions of faith. People have asked us, well, what happened during the pandemic? What did you do? Well, I want to show you what the records show for the first 6 months of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. We ended up with 763 client visits. As I look at those numbers, it's half the time, but it's also half of the visits. You know what? We were seeing just as many people as we were before the pandemic. In the first half of 2020, we did 146 pregnancy tests, 75 ultrasounds. We did 14 STI tests. We had 526 classes at our center. We also sent out 214 lessons because we were sending them via text and via email. We gave away 2,280 baby items and 4,120 diapers. We were doing a curbside service. People would call, our clients would call and say, I need this. And we would meet them in our driveway with a bag that we had put together especially for them. We presented the gospel 50 times in those first 6 months, and we saw 7 of our clients come to know Christ. Where are we going? This is exciting. We've been telling you for 3 years that we are out of space. We have looked and looked. Our building committee has looked at every possible structure in Seguin that became available, and we have not been able to find an existing building. So we turned to Mark Stewart Architects, and they put together a floor plan and this concept drawing of what our new pregnancy center could look like when we can find some land. Our focus has been on finding land so that we can purchase some land and build the center that we need to meet the needs of our clients. Why should you be a part of the ministry of South Texas Pregnancy Care Center? Why do we have a fall fundraising banquet? I want you to know it's not about a new building. It's not about how many donors or how much money they give. And it's not about how many volunteers or staff work at the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center. It's about the lives that we can touch. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center. And as you watch the rest of this program, we're going to share with you more from our clients, from our staff, to tell you more about what we are doing. And also, we want you to hear the testimony of Claire Colwell. Thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. And we hope that this program is a blessing to you.
You probably know that the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center offers free pregnancy tests, but that is just the first step. When a new mom or dad chooses to parent, we have an extensive library of lessons, including pregnancy, fetal development, labor and delivery, breastfeeding, parenting, life skills, and Bible studies. These lessons, along with the support of our client advocates, helps our clients be the best parents they can be. When a new mom or dad is unsure of their decision, our client advocates share the truth with them about parenting, the truth about adoption, and the truth about abortion. We are always on the side of choosing life, and the best way to fight for life is to share the truth about all aspects of this very important decision. God is also on the side of life. We strive to share the truth of His gospel with our clients as we support them through their decision.
Many of our clients come to us worried about how they'll ever afford a new baby. Well, we have an answer for that. By attending our prenatal and parenting classes, clients have the opportunity to earn points to purchase new and gently used items for free in our baby boutique. We call this Earn While You Learn. They can purchase things like diapers, wipes, blankets, clothing, as well as food, strollers, furniture, and so much more. Our community's generous donations make a world of difference for our clients.
Ultrasound, the window to the womb, a powerful tool that is used to show the first flutters of life and gives our client her first glimpse of her baby. At South Texas Pregnancy Care Center, we offer free first trimester ultrasounds to all clients with a positive pregnancy test. Ultrasounds are used to show the heartbeat and age of the baby. This is especially important in showing an abortion-minded client the development of her baby in real time. In this ultrasound, you see a baby at 10 weeks gestational age. Notice how active the baby is. The arms and legs are developed and moving. You can also see a strong heartbeat. In Texas, it is legal to take the abortion pill up to 10 weeks. Over the last year, we have joined the National Abortion Pill Rescue Network, known as APR. Women who have begun the abortion pill process can call the APR 24-hour hotline and be connected to our center or a center in their area. Working with our medical provider, we can begin a protocol to stop the effects of the abortion pill and save the baby. Studies have shown this protocol is 70% effective. Check out our website for more information. Other services we provide include STI testing for chlamydia and gonorrhea, the two most common bacterial infections. In addition, we teach childbirth and breastfeeding classes to expectant parents. As a nurse, I know all these services are important, but the best part of my job is watching life unfold with our clients as we see their baby for the first time on the ultrasound screen.
Hi, I am Wanda Colas, and I am an advocate here at the Center. I'm also involved with First Baptist Church Seguin with Embrace Grace, a program that provides an extension of the goals and services we have here at the Center. When a single pregnant girl comes to the Center, the client advocate shares about Embrace Grace. If she's interested, the advocate gives her a love box. This box offers hope and encouraging testimonies to the single pregnant girl. Girls in our program have opened up their hearts to accept God's free grace. Our church offers a spring and a fall session. More classes are needed to fill in the gaps. I would be glad to give you more information about this transformational program if your church is interested. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Judy Tokar, co-leader of the Surrendering the Secret. This journey is an 8-week, video-based, post-abortive Bible study held in the privacy of a home. Abortion is one of the most dramatic experiences of a woman and a man. Most of the time, women do not associate their abortion with their emotional or spiritual problems. We promise in this journey that you will find a renewed sense of hope and a plan for the future. A very special moment we have is a memorial service for our baby. The baby is given a name. We anoint the mother. We pray over her, and she's given a beautiful baby blanket. And also we release balloons into the heavens in honor of the baby. You can find forgiveness and freedom from your past.
Hello, I'm Sarah Anderson, lead SHARE teacher at the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center. SHARE stands for Sexual Health and Relationship Education. Our program has trained teachers that go into area schools and present a 3-day curriculum that is medically accurate, abstinence-based, and aligned with the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. In 2019-2020, our teachers taught students in 6 area counties from grades 5th grade through 12th grade. Our 5th grade students learned about puberty, pregnancy, and keeping themselves healthy and safe. Our middle and high school students learned about teen pregnancy, STDs, and healthy relationships. Since many schools no longer have a health class, SHARE provides a unique opportunity to teach young people the truth about sexual health. Thank you for your support of the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Bedner, and I am the social media coordinator for the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center. I invite you to follow us on Facebook and or Instagram. There you can watch our family grow and keep up with the latest events and happenings at the center. You will also find posts that motivate and inspire, teach, make you chuckle, provoke thought, give dads a few tips, encourage you to smile, provide difficult facts and statistics, and give honor to God. On Facebook, you can find us at the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center or Instagram at SouthTXPCC. Remember, like, follow, share.
Involved fatherhood is linked to better outcomes on nearly every measure of child well-being. Children who grow up with involved dads are 39% more likely to earn better grades, 45% less likely to fail a grade, 60% less likely to be kicked out of school, twice as likely to go to college, 75% less likely to have a teen birth, and 80% less likely to spend time in jail. I'm Louis Luna, a juvenile probation officer. I have seen firsthand the importance of dads. That's why dad coaches are so important to help young dads reach their full potential. The South Texas Pregnancy Care Center is in need of dad coaches. You can make a difference in the life of a young father by volunteering as a dad coach today.
At the center, we are often asked, how can I help? First, you can pray. Go to our website, select the prayer supporter button. After you enter your information, you will receive alerts from us in real time to pray for our clients' needs when they are in the center meeting with us. Second, you can be a volunteer. We have an urgent need for client advocates, dad coaches, and baby boutique clerks. We will provide you with training and support. Fill out the volunteer card or call us to become a volunteer.
We love it here. I would say that that we've been treated very kindly, and they've been making sure that we were able to, provide for our daughter just for the little bit of time that we have now that we're getting ready to become new parents. We found a lot of stuff here in the little boutique that they have, and not only that, we've had a lot of information get passed to us too. When you say so?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And they are very lovable towards us, and they're really, really sweet with us.
And we can't thank y'all enough. Seriously.
Hi, my name is Erica. This is my son Jameson. We've been coming to the pregnancy center for about a year. They helped us get a helmet for my son that I wouldn't have been able to afford on my own. They got contributors to assist us, and it reshaped his head, and without them, we wouldn't have been able to do that. I also go to their classes that they offer here, and they have informed me on a lot of stuff that I didn't know as a new parent without a lot of help and support. They've been my rock, and I'm very grateful for them.
So here at the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center, the first time I came, I was super nervous, and I was coming for the Earn to Learn program that my mom had told me about, and I was super nervous. But now that I come, every time I come, it's just like I could feel the love whenever I walk through the door, and I could tell everybody here loves me, and I love them, and they love my daughter to be Mackenzie. And I really truly believe if you're dealing with an unexpected pregnancy, please do yourself a favor and come down to Seguin and come to this center, and they will take you by the hand and guide you through this stressful situation. And even if you don't have your family there to support you or anything, they will love you and help you through this situation in your life.
Hi, my name is Carla Blanco. I've been here a couple years. My son's gonna turn 5 and the baby is 1 already. I came here to the Pregnancy Care Center, and they have been helping me a lot with clothes, diapers, and different stuff. Here I got to do some individual classes with some of the employees here. They've been very welcoming and friendly, and I've been learning a lot here before and after pregnancy. And there's no other place we would rather be, because here with the homework and just attending, you get points to go to the boutique and get other stuff. And so far it's been helping me and my family a lot. because with diapers it's been really expensive, wipes as well. You know, with babies in a hole it's expensive. And here, there's no other place I would like to call home.
I'm Jason, and this is
Sarah.
one of the best things that we like about coming here is all of the education that we get on a lot of things that we didn't know going into this. Her mom actually is the one that referred us over here, and it turned out to be a lot of help.
So being able to come here with my daughter to the South Texas Pregnancy Center has really just been a blessing. It's been a long time since I was a new mom, and I know that things do change over time. And so making sure that my daughter had the most up-to-date information for her newborn safety, and just knowing what to expect while being pregnant. It's really been a blessing being able to come to the center. The women here really just embrace you, and it's not just the lessons, it is the spiritual guidance, the comforting, the friendship. Many friendships have been made. We love everybody here, and we feel like they truly do care about us. And of course the education is extremely important, but all around it's just, I can't imagine not having it. And I wish that something like this would have been there whenever I was a young single mom as well. So definitely I would recommend joining the center and receiving the benefits from that.
I am Amy Cantrell, and I am the Client Services Manager for the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center. I want to thank you all for taking time to be here tonight. I get to introduce our speaker, Claire Colwell. She met her biological mother in 2009, who told her that her life is a miracle. Claire has been affected by the three choices that women have when they are facing a crisis, unwanted, or unplanned pregnancy. She is adopted. She has been affected by abortion, and she is a mother. She shares how God continues to create beauty from the unexpected. Please join me in welcoming Claire.
Good evening. How are y'all doing? Good. Well, I'm excited to be here with you. I am from Austin. I don't very often get to speak here in my home state, so this feels like home. I'm super excited about what South Texas Pregnancy Care Center is doing here in your area. I get really excited. We got to hear from the executive director, we got to hear from clients, we got to hear all the incredible things that are being done to empower women to choose life, to empower women to choose motherhood. And I get so excited about that because I talk to hundreds of thousands of women across the country that tell me if there had been a place like South Texas Pregnancy Center in their area, they wouldn't have felt like they needed to end the life of their child in order to live their life, in order to be successful. And so I'm incredibly excited about what we get to be a part of tonight, how we get to partner with such an incredible ministry. I can't think of a more important organization, a more important ministry than this right now. We're hearing about so many injustices in our society right now, and without the basic right to life, we can't stand for any truth, for anything that's good. And so I'm excited to be able to share my story with you tonight and get to partner with such an incredible thing that we get to be a part of tonight. Little background on me, I do live in Austin with my husband. We have 4 children. I married a single dad and have had the opportunity to raise his 3 children with him. And we have 1 daughter together. I have 1 biological daughter. And I like to tell people that adoption is our normal in my family. I am adopted, my husband is adopted, my mother-in-law is adopted. I have 3 children that I have raised with my husband who have birth mothers. My sister is adopted, has a birth mother. And so my 7-year-old, who is my only biological daughter, she feels left out. Like she sat in the car maybe a year ago, and I hear from behind me as I'm driving, she said, "What about me? What about my birth mother?" And I thought, I'm right here, it's me. Sorry to disappoint. But I thought that was really neat. Just that was such an incredible thing for me growing up. I know my parents, I was raised in an incredible home. My daddy is here with us tonight, but I know my whole life he told me and my sister, both my parents did, that we were wanted, we were chosen, and we were loved. And so when the possibility arose that my sister and I could meet our birth mothers, we knew going into that could be messy. We don't know what we're going to find out when we meet our birth mothers. And so we knew what was true about who we were in Christ and who we were in our family, that wouldn't change, that we were wanted, chosen, and loved. And so my sister had the opportunity to meet her birth mother first. And it was an incredible experience for her. She was able to see who she looked like, who she acted like, what she had in common with her birth mother, with her half-sisters. And we had this opportunity to sit around a table with her birth mother, my first time meeting her birth mother, and I got to put the pieces of the puzzle together right then and there. I realized in that moment, had my sister's birth mother not given her life, not chosen to give her a dad, something that she couldn't provide for her, given us our family, completed our family, I wouldn't have her. And I realized in that moment what she had done for us, not just for my sister. And I thought, okay, wait, I have a birth mother. I have a birth mother that did that exact same thing for me, who gave me my family, who gave my sister her sister, and yet here I was, 20 years old, and I hadn't really contemplated meeting my birth mother. But I went home that day and I thought, I want to have this discussion. I want to talk to my parents about meeting my birth mother. And so my family, we were all excited about the possibility of meeting my birth mother. We all wanted to thank her because we knew she had given us those gifts in our family, in my life. But we didn't know what we would find out when I met my birth mother. And I can tell you right now that what I found out was life-changing. I met my birth mother in an in-between spot in Dallas, Texas. And before this point of meeting my birth mother, I used to think about the person who had been affected by abortion, and I thought, that will never be me. The person who's been affected by abortion, that is not someone in my family. It's not someone in my church, in my home, in my community, in my school, in my neighborhood. The person who's been affected by abortion is someone that is not like me. And yet I was about to meet my birth mother that day in Dallas, Texas, and I realized that the person who had been affected by abortion was someone just like me and someone just like you. We had this incredible reunion in Dallas at a friend's house. I was able to see who I looked like, who I acted like. I remember my sister saying, now we know why you're only 5 foot nothing. And we were able to, we laughed, we cried, we were able to thank her for what she had done for me, for my family, and we went on our way. And we knew that we wanted to continue our relationship, and so we set a second meeting up. And that second meeting is what changed my life forever. I flew to Oklahoma, where she lives, where she grew up, where I would have grown up if she had kept me. And on the way, I had brought this gift, and it was a ring and a necklace with my birthstone on it. And I put it in this bag with a card. And on the card, I wrote, "Thank you for choosing life for me. That's the greatest gift I've ever received." And I was so excited to give her this gift. I got there that day, and I kept wondering, when is the perfect moment to give her this? I wanted it to break down those lies that maybe she believed about herself, that birth mothers often believe about themselves, that she maybe wasn't a good enough mother because she had placed me for adoption. I wanted her to know that she was the best mother for me because of what she gave to me through adoption. And so I got there that day, and she was sitting in the lazy boy chair in her living room, and it was evening and it was quiet, and I thought, this is the time, this is the perfect time to give her the gift. So I got it out of my bag and handed it to her, and she opened the ring and the necklace, and she cried really happy tears, and she asked me to put the necklace on her. And so I was standing beside her, kind of behind her to the side, and I was clasping the necklace as I watched her read the words in the card about choosing life. Thank you for choosing life for me. And I watched as everything changed in that moment. Her hands began to shake and tears streamed down her eyes, and the pain that I saw in her eyes that day, it's still indescribable to me. And I thought, this is supposed to be such a happy moment. What is even happening right now? And what came out of her mouth next broke me. It drove me to a place where I was willing to get up on a stage and share with you tonight and with people across the country. Because the story that she told is the story of more and more people, is what we're finding out. My birth mother told me that day, after taking me into a room in her home where we could be alone, we sat on this bed, and she turned towards me and she said, Claire, I was 13. I was 13 when I was pregnant with you. And she began to describe this time in her life where she approached her mother, and her mother told her that there was only one choice for her, and that was to have an abortion. And my birth mother had been driven to a local facility where she was given a D&E dismemberment abortion, which is a late-term abortion. They told her that day that her life would go back to normal, but she told me, as I sat across from her that day, she said, but Claire, my life never went back to normal. She said that things didn't seem right a few weeks later, and so she went back to the doctor, and as they examined her, they said, well, we performed the abortion successfully on one baby, but you were pregnant with twins, and one of your babies has survived your abortion. My birth mother wanted to have it, her mother wanted her to have a second abortion, and she was referred to Kansas, where they did this late type of abortion there, but because when they performed that abortion, they ripped the amniotic sac that I was in when they performed that abortion on my twin. And she had been leaking amniotic fluid for weeks, and so it was too dangerous to perform a second abortion, and so her mother took her to an adoption agency nearby her home and dropped her off, never came back. And my birth mother delivered me in a hospital room alone at 14 years old. When I was born, I weighed 3 pounds, 2 ounces. I had a dislocated hip, and I had club feet, and I was in body casts as the doctors corrected those complications for my body. And for the past quite a few years, I actually believed that the abortion instruments that tore my twin's body apart limb by limb tried to do that to me. And that was why I was born with these complications. But as doctor friends of mine have examined my medical history, they have told me that the miraculous thing is that these complications I had are common complications with twins. And so those abortion instruments that took the life of my twin, they left me completely untouched. And so that made my story more miraculous than I have known it to be for the past few years. And it made me realize how big God is. How big God is, that He could preserve my life through something as horrific as a dismemberment abortion that took the life of my twin. And I believe 100% that He preserved my life so that every single one of you and people across the country they could put a face and a name and a story with that unborn child, but not just that. A face and a name and a story with the woman like my birth mother who desperately wanted a way out, who desperately wanted someone to stand outside of that abortion clinic and tell her, no, you don't have to do this because there's a place like South Texas Pregnancy Care Center. And the people there are gonna be there with open arms, and they want to walk alongside you. I believe that God preserved my life for such a time as this and for such a night as this, so that you can see, you can hear the magnitude of what we can prevent, the pain and the agony that abortion has caused so many people, because I am not alone. 1 in 3 women is having an abortion in her lifetime. That means 1 in 3 men as well, whether they know it or not. That means that most likely every single family in this room has experienced abortion, whether they know it or not. But God created life with a purpose. And it is our duty, it is our responsibility, it is our honor to preserve, to protect, and to defend it. And we get to be a part of such a tangible way tonight as South Texas Pregnancy Care Center does just that. And I'm so honored to be a part of this evening. I had a choice to make in that moment as my birth mother shared with me about her abortion. I could either be angry and upset and go down the path that leads, or I could know. God has already forgiven my birth mother. In fact, he's wiped her slate clean. He doesn't see that when he looks at her. And you know what? Neither do I. Because I choose every single day to get up and I forgive my birth mother and I forgive her mother because Christ has done that for me. And it's an honor to be able to share that with people like you. I don't know about you, but I watched as New York City last year lit up the World Trade Center pink, celebrating a woman's right to choose. Do you remember that? It feels like a while ago. And I remember sitting there watching this as they celebrated a woman's right to choose and thinking, they're disregarding mine. And I remember thinking, do they not see? Do they not see me? Do they not hear me? Do they not care about what I have experienced in the name of choice? About my twin that I am missing in the name of choice? About my children, my daughter that wouldn't have been here if that abortion had successfully taken my life, as it was meant to, this generational effect. The voices of hundreds of thousands of people across the country, do they not see? Do they not care? And when I was just about at the moment where I was going to say, you know what, I give up, God, I don't know how you can use me in this moment, I saw people like you. And I saw pastors, and I saw people of faith and families and men who lead their households. And I watched as people stood up and they said, no, Claire, I see you. And I care, and I have had enough, and I am done being silent, and I'm going to stand for truth. And I'm going to do it boldly in love. And I watched as person after person after person across the country, and ministry after ministry after ministry, like South Texas Pregnancy Care Center, met the needs of women today. And I knew that God had great things in store. You see, God has always seen the big picture, what I did. He has used this story that is heartbreaking. It's hard to share with you every single time I share it. It hurts. It's hard. but he has always seen the bigger picture when I haven't. And today, we get to be a part of the bigger picture for your city here in Seguin. We get to be a part of making the impossible possible for women and for families in your community, something that my birth mother desperately wanted. There's never been a more important time than to stand up and do something. There's never been a more important time than to say, I am done being silent. I'm done being comfortable. I'm willing to stand for what is right. There's never been a more important time. And so I want to encourage you tonight to know that every single one of us can do something. In fact, it's going to take every single one of us to help our culture be a culture that values life and empowers women to choose life, to choose motherhood. Every single one of us can do something. Some of those ways you heard earlier, we can pray. We can pray for the staff at South Texas Pregnancy Care Center. We can pray for the women like my birth mother that are walking through the doors of the center, that they would be encouraged, they would be uplifted to choose life. We can pray for the families that God would mend them back together. And we can vote for life, incredibly important this year. Every single one of us has gifts and talents, connections, resources that we can use to partner with South Texas Pregnancy Care Center. Maybe you want to apply to be on the board. That's something that they're in need of right now, and I would encourage you to do that. I serve on the board of my local pregnancy center, and it's incredible to be able to really partner and be a part of something that is so, so important right now. Start the conversation in your home, in your communities. If you're not talking to your children, to people in your community about life issues, somebody else is. And so I would encourage you to start the conversation. Whatever it looks like for you, we have the opportunity tonight to be the hands and feet of Jesus, to be that lifeline for that mother like my birth mother, who just needed someone to encourage her. And tonight, we have the opportunity with our finances. And every single one of us has come here with a plan and how God can use our finances. And so I just want you to forget that number that you had planned and ask God, what is the big picture tonight for me, for my partnership, for my finances, and listen to his guidance and be obedient. I promise that you will be surprised by what God can do through your willingness to follow his plan and his ability to see the big picture. If anyone here tonight is post-abortive, has had an abortion in their past, I just want to encourage you. I hope that tonight the loudest thing that you heard me say was that not only I have forgiven my birth mother, but that God has forgiven my birth mother, that God has forgiven you, and that there is grace and there is forgiveness and there is mercy, and that there is a team of people that would love to walk through your healing journey with you. And so reach out to me or one of the staff members here tonight if you're ready to say yes to God on beginning your healing journey. I would love to speak to the men in the room tonight. I want people to feel encouraged that there is a place for every single one of us. Not only in the fight for life, in the stance for life, but also in volunteering and partnering with South Texas Pregnancy Care Center. And that does not exclude the men in this room. And I had the opportunity to meet some people right off the bat after I met my birth mother that were praying outside of an abortion clinic. And I thought it was incredible what they were doing, and I never thought about the influence that a man has until my birth mother shared about what exactly she was looking for in that moment of desperation, in that moment of crisis. And it's a story that I've heard from thousands of women across the country. And it goes like this. If I were scared and I didn't know what I was going to do, and I were to walk towards the doors of an abortion clinic, and I were to see someone out there praying for me, someone encouraging me to go to the South Texas Pregnancy Care Center, telling me about my options, it wouldn't be that woman out there that's praying for me. I would appreciate her. But it wouldn't be her that changes my mind. Do you know who it would be? It would be that man out there. That man that looks like my daddy, that man telling me that I'm worth it, that I can do it, that there's something better for me than what's behind the doors of that abortion clinic. That's what would make me think. And I believe that is because God created you men to be leaders and to be protectors of women and children. And I believe 100% that when men stand up and stop believing the lie that we as women have told you, that it's my body, it's my choice, stay out of it, that when men stand up for truth boldly and say there's nothing that's going to get in my way of protecting women, of protecting children, that is when we will make abortion unthinkable in our country. And that is when every single person will be saying, South Texas Pregnancy Care Center, this is the place that you should go. Because they make the impossible possible for women, for children, and for families. So I want to encourage every single person in this room to know that you have a voice. You have a God-given voice, and if you're using it right now and you are already partnering with this ministry, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because your commitment, your partnership is literally saving the lives of people like me. And if you aren't, I want to encourage you to remember my face, remember my name, and remember my story. Remember my birth mother's story. Know that we are not alone. There are hundreds of abortion survivors walking the face of this earth today. There are hundreds of thousands of women that share the same story that my birth mother does in regretting her abortion. And your willingness to say yes is an incredible way that God is going to use you to continue to build a culture of life and to draw people close to Him and to protect the most vulnerable in our society, the women that are lied to in the abortion clinics and the babies that have no choice in the matter, as the abortion doctors do what they did to my twin. So I want to encourage you tonight to partner, to ask God, what is the big picture? How are you going to use me? And then be obedient. Every single time I get up on this stage, I have to step 100% out of my comfort zone. I'm an introvert. Nobody believes me when I speak, but you can ask my dad. He will tell you that. I'm an introvert. I fought God a while on telling him, no, I am not that girl. That is not the place you want to put me. I am not effective on a stage. But he said, you know what? Step out of your comfort zone. I'll give you the words. I already gave you the story. And we'll go from there. And every single time that I choose to be obedient, that I choose to step out of my comfort zone, that is when God works, because that is when He gets the glory. My birth mother came to see me speak in November. And typical of what I just told you, God pushing me out of my comfort zone, it was a pregnancy center. They called me and they said, surprise, this is 2 days before I was supposed to speak. They said, surprise, we're bringing your birth mother in to come hear you speak. And she's going to sit in the front row, and we're so excited about it. And I thought, oh, no, 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 no. This is not on my terms. I'm not ready for people to see my emotions all over the stage, this roller coaster that I'm going to experience. And I didn't get it. I wasn't excited about it, but I did. My birth mother came, and she sat there, and she watched me speak, and I got to bring her on the stage afterwards. And I got to see how God continued to see the big picture even when I didn't. She came up on the stage, and we cried, of course. This was the first time she had ever heard what I have to say about her story and my story. And as she grabbed my hand and she lifted our hands up over our heads, almost as if we were proclaiming victory. And we were. Because in that moment, we were proclaiming victory over our story and what had happened to us because of abortion. But not only that, we got to proclaim victory that Jesus will come back one day and he will make all things new and he will make all things right. But I want to encourage you that until then, until that happens, we have got to stand up for truth. We have got to fight for justice. We have got to stand in the gap for women and children, and South Texas Pregnancy Center is doing just that. None of us can stay silent when you can allow God to use you.